Howdly doodly minions. Wheezy has been playing some Battlefield Hardline beta, and I want to talk about it a little bit, but this video is going to be focused particularly on the fact that transport chopper pilots still get no love in Battlefield. I believe it's been a while since I've really spent some time in the transport choppers like in Battlefield 4. I know that they made changes to the scoring for chopper pilots so that they got a little bit more. I don't know if that was just Battlefield 4, if Hardline keeps some of that. I do know that when your gunners get kills and stuff like that, you do get some points, but this video is going to show you how woefully inadequate the points you get for being a really effective chopper pilot really are. This is Hotwire, and those of you who don't know, Hotwire is like Conquest, but all of the points are mobile, so you have to keep the cars moving in order to earn capture points. And especially on open maps, like this is Dust Bowl. In the beta, there's only Dust Bowl and then the city one. So I don't know in the full game how many more of these open type maps there will be, but a good transport chopper pilot on Dust Bowl can absolutely ruin the other team's ability to earn points with captures, because as you'll see there, again, my gunner did a lot of damage to that capture vehicle, and even though he wasn't the one to finish it off, he probably got vehicle damage points, kill assist points, but I got nothing as the chopper pilot. If he destroys a point, like I'm not sure he's going to destroy. Yeah, so you destroy that one. I got 3 driver assists, and I know that truck doesn't hold 3 people, so I don't know if I'm getting some kind of bonus for that, but I'm not getting any kind of credit for the fact that we just destroyed a capture vehicle. Any of the damage he's doing, I don't get credit for. So you'll see towards the end of this game, right now it's quick kill is my gunner, and these are just random people. I don't even know them, right? But once they figured out that I was flying the chopper like this, they really wanted to sit in it with me because they get all kinds of points for doing this. And I also, I'll talk a little bit more. I've got 2 matches in here, and the second one I'll talk a little bit more about strategy for flying around. But first, I just want to complain a bit about how amazing I am and how I'm not properly recognized by the game for it. So most of these clips you'll see is this first match. It's again all one match, so I just cut out all the traveling bits in between. But essentially, I spent the entire game flying my gunner around and blowing up every single enemy capture vehicle. I mean, you'll see at the end of the game by the score that they just could not keep capture vehicles, because every time they would get one, I would chase it down and my gunner would destroy it. And I would also use the chopper to transport teammates to the uncaptured vehicles, you know, when they spawn in, because you're a mobile spawn point in the transport chopper, so that's also very important. You don't want to just be tooling around with 6 people in your helicopter and not get them to vehicles so that you can actually get capture points as well. And here I finally took enough damage to where I wanted to go repair, and you'll see kind of my gunner was not an engineer, or I forget what they even call it in Hardline. I'm still figuring out the terminology. I was, so I switched back to repair, and of course we still hold the chopper, so it's a spawn point. Another guy spawns in and takes the chopper. And this kind of freaked me out, so I didn't finish repairing the chopper all the way, because I was like, oh god, especially when he took off and then hit the ground and he's pitching violently. So I get into the last seat, and then he jumps out, I think because he thought he was going to crash, and I jump back in the pilot seat to take back over, and I'm still only at 60% health, because even though I was repairing it, he managed to half crash it while I was back there. So I didn't get much further. People were getting pissed at me at this point because we were taking out so many of their vehicles, but here's the only kill I get in the game. I'm not sure how I got that. That guy must have really screwed up. I'll fast forward through this repairing here. But yeah, I mean, it's not simple. Anyone who's flown a chopper in Battlefield knows that flying in the first place isn't simple. Just keeping it in the air is difficult. But doing the kind of things you have to do to really harass enemy vehicles in Hotwire is not an easy feat in a helicopter. And watching this video, some people who don't fly choppers much might think, oh my god, I mean, if one guy in a chopper with his gunner can keep the entire other team from having capture vehicles for more than, you know, like a minute, that might seem a little overpowered, but good luck and it's hard to not sound like a pompous piece of shit when I say this, right? But good luck finding a chopper pilot who can fly around like this and keep all of the enemy vehicles just destroyed the entire game. I mean, this is rare and very difficult to do. And even people like me who are capable of doing it, I kind of have to be in the mood for it because I get nothing from it. I mean, this match is getting pretty close to drawing to a close. You can see the discrepancy in the tickets on the score there. It is just kind of madness. Like, the other team, I'm surprised there wasn't more of a concerted effort to really take me down, but there wasn't a whole lot they could do. I mean, again, I think still haven't spent a lot of time with Hardline. The other chopper is definitely a threat if it's got a good pilot, and there are like rocket launcher battlefield pickups. I'm pretty sure. I haven't spent enough time to really do that, but 415-0. I got 1 kill from the time that I got out of my chopper, and I got 1,400 points. So we'll go look at the full scoreboard here, and it was Quick Kill that was with me, I think, the first half of the match, and then after I died, I think it was another guy, Tracer. So yeah, Quick Kill went 12-2, got 5,000 points. I got 1,400 bottom of the leaderboard. Tracer at 4-3, he got a decent score. This is the very next match, so you'll see Tracer and Quick Kill jumped in the chopper with me. I didn't have pilot. I don't know if the guy that was pilot jumped out because he didn't want to fly or if he saw that it was me and wanted to let me fly the chopper. But luckily, the pilot bailed. I got into the pilot seat. And so I think this game you'll see Tracer stay with me, and you'll see his score at the end of the game as well. But here I've got a pretty much full chopper, so the first thing I always do is take them to a vehicle, do a touch and go. Just down for a second so that anyone who wants to bail out can. I don't have to sit down there and give commands, get out! I don't have to do any of that crap. I'm going to touch down by the objective, and people that want the objective are going to get out and go. And then I take Tracer straight over to the next biggest threat on the map, which is the other chopper. Prioritize that. When it's out of the way, all you got to worry about is guys on the ground, and that's only if they have anti-air. They can do a lot of damage with small arms, especially the way I kind of fly in behind their vehicles if they really focus on me. But they're not going to be able to just take me out extremely quickly unless they have explosives. So once that chopper's out of the way, then it's just back to business as usual, moving up against their capture vehicles. Because, I mean, I don't know what else there's to say without getting redundant about it. Oh, little mistake there. I hit a mountain. I do make a mistake here that I'll point out when their chopper comes back up. They did finally get tired enough that they had a chopper pilot. I don't know how good he was because I was kind of ignoring him as I was chasing one of the capture vehicles when I really should have prioritized him as soon as I started getting hit by him, but you'll see that in a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Maybe we talk about potential solutions, because I was thinking over this before. I remember when they did the change before, so transport chopper pilots got a little bit more points, but it's still not quite enough, especially for a mode like Hotwire. I mean, Conquest, I think the transport pilot's probably about where it's going to be, right? Because you can fly in and capture points. You'll get normal capture points that way. You can help kill infantry and vehicles, so that'll be pretty straightforward. This is separate from the Little Bird, right? I think the Little Bird's already fine with its point allocation, you know, because you're actually actively killing things, so you get points when things are destroyed. So getting credit for things that your passengers kill isn't as big a deal as when you're a transport pilot. And you really kind of have to do it out of the goodness of your heart at this point. And so even really good chopper pilots aren't going to want to do this, especially if they want to unlock that next piece of gear, you know, feel like they're getting rewarded for their gameplay. You know, you can fly around an entire match like I did and get, what did I get last game? I got 1,400 points, and some of that was because I got out of the helicopter, and you'll see in this game, most of the points that I get for this one are after I get out of the helicopter for a minute, not by choice. So yeah, now I've got a full chopper again, and whenever you notice, hey, chopper's full, time to start getting to capture points. So I'm going to do I think I'd do a slow hover here at D. There's not really a good place for a touch and go. Just get low enough that they can bail out safely. One guy bails and another one spawns in. So I move over to A. I believe I do a similar thing. Touch and goes are the best just because people know when you touch the ground that you want them to kind of hop out if they want that capture point, but people who are sitting in a chopper not doing anything, like if they're not on a gun, they're going to want to do something useful. Usually. They're not just going to want to sit there and hang on for the ride. So taking them near an objective where they can bail out and actually capture the points is good for your team, and it gives them a reason to get out of the helicopter. So typically this is how you'll be flying around. It'll be you and 1 or 2 gunners. Typically 1 gunner, because in these clips you'll see I've prioritized the left side gunner just because it's the first seat, and so when there's only 1 other person in the chopper, it's going to be that left side, so you hold the enemies right on this left edge of your screen so that you can track them and your gunner can shoot them. If you get a gunner on both sides, the gunner on the opposite side from where you're putting the targets can get bored. Sometimes if I have 2 friends that I'm playing with, I'll switch them back and forth so that they can each get shots and stuff, and we can just go around having good times in the chopper. But if you've got 1 gunner, put the targets on that side and let him rock out. Here's where the enemy chopper starts taking me out, and we're on E, so I waited too long to try and go after this chopper, and by that time I was already down to, what, 23 health there. I'm a little upset that I did this. I don't typically bail out of choppers. I knew it was going to be destroyed. Typically, I will go down with the chopper, especially if there's other people in the chopper. There were still 2 guys in the chopper with me. I think they got out safe. But I do not like jumping out of a helicopter as the pilot if anyone's in the chopper with me. Or if there's any chance at all that it might survive. But I do get a little bit of revenge here. I run up on this hill because there was a guy up here that I couldn't find. Miss with a noob tube. This chopper's already taken a beating, and boom, disabled. Boom, 4 kills. The quad noob tube. And again, these are the 4 kills I get this match, because after I go up there, I get killed. I was melee killing a guy, and someone came up and melee killed me while I was making. It was confusing. But anyway, those are the 4 kills that I get for this match, and the bulk of the points I get for this match are from doing that. You know, all this choppering I do, choppering, you can still see, oh yeah, oh that's right, this time when I stayed alive, and then when I died I went back to the chopper, but someone was already waiting to spawn in as pilot. So you'll see what happens when you have an, I don't know, average, in my experience, transport chopper pilot. I typically hang out in the last seat in case the driver's going to jump out, like this, so that I can take over. But when it becomes clear that this guy's intent on flying, I get in the gunner seat. I say, okay, let's see what he can do. I start lining up shots. Hey, it's going pretty well. Oh God, what's happening? Oh dear God, why? So this is why you need to reward good chopper pilots. Otherwise, people use them as taxis. They fly over and jump out, because what's the point of keeping the transport chopper in the air? This is the point of keeping the transport chopper in the air. So the guy that just crashed us spawns in after I took the pilot seat for the next chopper. And we kill that guy. Boom, game's over. Most of this game was, I forget who I said it was. You'll kind of see his score. The first half of the game. Anyway, 4 kills, 2 deaths, 2,000 points for, again, a 349-0 victory, because we essentially destroyed all of their capture vehicles almost as soon as they came up, except for a little bit of downtime in the middle, which is why this wasn't as big a win as the other one. But Tracer, I clicked through it a little quickly there. Tracer 3 was with me the first half of the game, and there he is, number 3 on the scoreboard, 7,000 points. He may have spent a lot of time cruising around in vehicles after you got out of the chopper, but I think it's pretty clear that chopper pilots aren't quite getting what they should get. So I've babbled on long enough. I'll leave you with this very last clip of what happens when you get an average chopper pilot and why it's good to motivate people to get better with the transport chopper. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.